Hey, you guys, we are back. We're going to give this another shot and see if we can get the phones to cooperate with us and have her on the right way so that you guys can see her on the screen. Again, I am interviewing a dear friend of mine, Kaycee Picker, today. Let's see what she says. She says, it's that. No. All right. This is going to be quite a long broadcast. So you guys, specifically, this is for breast implant awareness. If you've been following my journey, I have started looking into this option for myself because I have gone through quite a journey over the last 2 years personally. And I have a good friend of mine going through this journey as well. And her explant surgery is tomorrow, and there she is. So I'm going to invite her and see if this invites her. Ladies, if you are joining us live, please comment below and let us know where you are tuning in from. There we go.
Yay!
That worked, honey. Perfect. Oh, yes, gosh, I was telling everybody, I'm a little shaky today because this is a topic that I've never talked about before, really.
Me neither.
And so I want to say thank you, Kaycee. This is Kaycee. She is a dear, dear close friend of mine. I grew up with her.
Hey, everybody.
She's practically family to me. And we're going to be talking about her journey today and trying to create, really the goal of this, you guys, is creating awareness on breast implant illness. It's a real thing, and it's something that needs to be talked about more. And the reason I feel compelled to do this, first of all, is because I've been going through, before I start crying, I've been going through a journey myself on this topic, and lo and behold, I have a good dear friend that is going through the same thing, and we are part of an amazing group of over, you guys, 25,000 women plus, and other groups that I have come across in the last 3 years that are going through this journey. So really quick, this is specifically for women. Gentlemen, if you are on here today and you have wives with breast implants too, please don't hesitate to stay on. This is probably going to be about a 30-minute, 45-minute broadcast, but we're going to get into the juicy details of everything and really try to create awareness. I will put this and create a YouTube channel specifically for breast implant awareness. We will talk about doctors and explant journeys, and we're going to be interviewing live. So this is near and dear to my heart, you guys. I've felt compelled to do this. I feel like God has put this on my heart. First of all, because I have 3 daughters of my own, and if I would have had somebody guide me, I wouldn't be where I am. And so I'm trying to really get this out there and create more awareness so that we can help more women and teens hopefully stop from getting breast implants at all. So if you have breast implants, I would love for you to drop a 1 in the comments below. If you've ever considered getting an explant, drop a 2 below. If you are on an explant journey yourself right now and you have found an amazing doctor, drop a 3 below. I want to be able to connect with other women. And if you are scheduled for a surgery, or if you've already had an explant journey, please reach out to me because I would like to get your story on here as well. So, Kaycee,
yes.
How do we even start this?
I don't even really know how to start.
I know.
Honestly. I see so many friends and family of mine joining already to watch this, and I have to admit I'm a little nervous because I've never shared my story live publicly. I mean, I've posted, on Facebook and stuff, but never really to an extent that we're about to. So
right. And I just want to say thank you before we even get started, because you guys, this is honestly, when I say this was impromptu, I've known that she has her surgery scheduled for tomorrow morning, you guys, and this is an easy topic to talk about when she's going into surgery tomorrow. I sent her a message this morning and I said, Kaycee, can we get on live today? Can we talk about this today? And I had thought about it last night, but I didn't want to talk myself out of it as well, because this is, close to my heart too. So bless her heart, she said yes, and I was kind of shocked that she did, because I didn't know if I was ready to come forth myself. So
no,
we're here now.
I was a little apprehensive about it, but you know, it's got to be done. Got to raise awareness, because I had no idea that there was breast implant illness up until maybe you know, about a year ago. And so it's been a struggle, and waiting to have them taken out has it has consumed my every thought every day. So I'm really excited for tomorrow. I'm anxious, I'm nervous, so many mixed emotions. I've been crying most of the week, but you know, tomorrow can't come soon enough.
So I know we have a lot of women now, I see them hopping on. Let's explain in short what explant is, because I don't think people understand maybe what we're talking about, right? And I'm sure you could probably explain that a little bit better than I do, because you've been researching it longer than I have.
Right. So implant obviously is when they put in the implants. An explant is essentially taking them out. But there's a lot more to just taking them out, because there's a scar tissue. Sorry, there's a garbage truck going by and it's kind of loud.
We can't hear it. You're good, honey.
There's a scar tissue. When you put something foreign in your body wants to fight that foreign object. So naturally your body grows this scar tissue around the implant. And sometimes you get, you know, capsular contracture where it just immediately goes hard. And so when you explant, you want to make sure that you get not only the implant out, but that scar tissue as well, because that scar tissue holds all of the toxins in it, which can also, you know, obviously goes into your bloodstream and your tissues, your lymph nodes, all of that. So
everything.
Really scary. Really scary.
Very scary.
Never once thought my breast implants would make me sick up until
and
2
that's
years ago.
Exactly why we're doing this.
Yes.
So many women have no clue, myself included. And I'll tell you guys a quick story. I was about 21 years old when a few of my girlfriends decided that we were going to go get breast implants.
I was one of them.
And she was one of them. I think there was about 6 of us.
Yeah.
And here is my story on this. I had always been small. I was always kind of self-conscious about it. But the thing was I had some friends doing it, and all of a sudden it sounded exciting and just sounded like the cool thing to do. And I didn't really have parents that really guided me through anything. I didn't really have close family. So here I am at 21 years old. My friends are getting it done. And I'm like, okay, yes, let's go do this. I did not do any research. I didn't look into the doctors. I didn't look to see if there was any side effects. I didn't do any of that. And I know there's got to be thousands of other women that don't do that either. And that is exactly why I'm doing this today, because if I only knew what I know now, I would never, ever have done this. So breast implant illness is real, and I want to share some of the symptoms. So if we have some women on here today that maybe have breast implants and think that there is something wrong with you and you start to feel different. Okay, so how long have you had yours, Kaycee?
I got mine in the year 2000. A girlfriend of mine.
Oh, right. We got them
Yes.
the very first time.
Yes.
Same.
And I had saline, Mentor saline, smooth, and about 4 years later, I was doing a Taibo workout, and I noticed in the mirror after my workout that one of them was flat, and it had ruptured. So I had to wait like 2 to 3 weeks with one boob, which was
oh wow,
really kind of just stressful in itself. So I had them replaced, and then about 5 years into that set of saline also, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. I remember I've had chronic pain and joint pain for as long as I can remember, but I always kind of just thought it was due to my my job because I was a nail technician for 17 years. So I kind of just thought that, you know, me hanging over the table 9-10 hours a day doing nails was where my chronic pain came from. But honestly, today, I know that's not where it came from. So because I have not worked in, I think maybe going on 4 years, once I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, I just, so with me stop working, I was still having the chronic pain. So that kind of, you know, told me that maybe
triggered something.
It was not that was causing it. So, so at about, when those implants were about 12 years old, and which was just last year, April of 2016, I went and had them replaced, because you're supposed to have them replaced every 10 to 15 years. Some women have them replaced. Some women have them in their body for like 25 years, 35 years. And
yes, let's pause on that for just a second. Yeah. So ladies, specifically, if you're on here and you've been thinking about getting implants, number one, do the research, please, and look at the side effects. Number two, please go into the group that I'm going to share after this to just inform yourselves, get information before even starting it. Also know that this is going to be a lifelong commitment, and it is so not worth it. No. You're going to have to get these implants redone. Listen to me very carefully. You're going to have to get them redone every 7 to 10 years of your life. 3 surgeries. Tomorrow it's protocol. Be my fourth and last surgery. It is so that in itself, I wish I would have known, because I do not want to be 70 years old having to go in to get breast augmentations done. Does that make sense to anybody? That angers me so much, because I had no clue that was going to have to be something I would have to keep on doing. So ladies, yes, you are going to have to get them redone every 7 to 10 years. That alone in itself should be enough to say no. On top of it, there's going to be costs involved and everything. But that's just the minimal part about this all. Really quick, before we get more in depth in Kaycee's story, I want to share that breast implants are toxic bags, okay? Toxic bags. There is nothing healthy about breast implants. I want you to really, 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 really think about that for a second. Nothing healthy about putting foreign objects inside your body, okay? And I just get chills talking about this, because if you truly think about what they are, they're full of saline, silicone, and your body naturally wants to fight them off, you guys, because they're foreign. They're foreign objects in your body. So your body creates this scar tissue around them to try and push them out of your body. And on top of that, starts to create a lot of other diseases that come along with it. Okay, and so that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, and help you guys become more aware of the symptoms, so that if you do have breast implants and you start to recognize some of these symptoms, I hope that you catch them early on, because like myself and Kaycee, it's been a couple years now ongoing. Like I mentioned, we got our breasts done in 2000 together, and we have quite a few other people that have done them, and we have more and more women coming forward in the groups that we are in that are getting them taken out and removed because of what is going on with their bodies, because of the signs that they're seeing, the symptoms that are coming forward. And what's the best part is that once they get them explanted, almost immediately their symptoms are going away. And Kaycee, I'm just praying that that's exactly what's going to happen tomorrow.
Like I was pointing out to you this morning, like these dark circles under my eyes, they are there every day. The whites of my eyes are not white every day. And I've seen women in this group and their experiences, and they post their maybe just even an hour to 2 hours after explanting, the whites of their eyes are white. And, you know, the next day, the circles under their eyes are gone. I mean, I am like so looking forward to, I mean, just all of it just going away. I'm ready for it to all go away.
You guys, and it really is just like what she's mentioning. We have, like I said, like over 25,000 women in this group that are going through this journey, and they're talking about their explant, and they're taking, you guys, they are taking before and after photos, not just of their breasts, but of their faces, their stomachs, everything, because the toxins from these foreign objects in your body create a bunch of garbage that happens. So I actually have the list pulled up of some of the symptoms, Kaycee, and I'm sure you have a lot of them off the top of your head, but if we just want to kind of name off of a few, I'm going to put the list at the bottom of this video just so the women that are on here can kind of go back through it. But if you want to start with maybe when you started actually noticing your symptoms and maybe take us down that path.
I don't know if I really remember when I started noticing symptoms, but like I said, I've had chronic pain, muscle pain, joint pain for years. My hair has been, I used to have great hair. I remember having great full hair before I got implants. Now it is dry. It falls out every day, like clumps in the shower when I brush it. My skin is so dry.
That makes me want to cry.
I mean, I drink water all day, every day, and I am always thirsty. I always feel like I'm dehydrated. I mean, I probably have 85% of the symptoms on the list. I actually made my own list. I sat here before our interview and I wrote down all of my symptoms. And my four worst symptoms are the chronic joint muscle pain, the brain fog, the memory loss, the cognitive dysfunction. I mean, I think that has been huge for me. I don't talk about it a lot because I kind of feel like when I talk about it, people don't really understand because they're not going through it like I am. So sometimes I just kind of keep it to myself because I don't know. It's kind of one of those things.
Well, I'll speak for myself on that part. When I started talking about it, people don't really take you seriously, and they think that maybe, because, obviously we can make all this up in our heads, right?
Right.
If we think about for something too long, then we think that we have all these symptoms, right? But over time, I knew that I was healthy. I knew that I was working out. I knew that I was eating right. And I started to really pay attention. I'm going, there's something wrong. There is something wrong, and I don't know what it is, but I know that I'm doing everything the right way, yet there's still something that in my heart felt that there was something going on, right? Right. And so learning about all these symptoms. Okay, so let's read off of a few. So the ones that you already mentioned, then there's fatigue, chronic fatigue, muscle pain, hair loss, which is something that I have really been experiencing that is incredibly scary. Inflammation, of course, you can't sleep right, insomnia, your dry eyes, declined vision. That, you guys, has really, really been scary for me. In the last year, I will be driving and my vision gets incredibly blurry. I've been talking about this with my husband for almost the last 6 months, and it just keeps getting worse. And I'm going, babe, this is not right. Something is wrong with me. Like, why am I getting blurred, in my vision? And so coming and finding all of this and finding the doctors and finally figuring out, narrowing it down to, it has to be this, because I don't know what else it could be, right? There's vertigo, dizziness, you dry mouth. I don't know if you get that a lot, Kaycee.
All day, every day. And I drink water all day.
Oh, you did mention that.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's the worst thing. You have just dry mouth all the time, guys. I know that sounds really strange, but it also has to do with you have a huge heaviness of weight on your chest.
You guys, have chemical soup in your body, and that's what they call the implants, the chemical soup, because there's so many chemicals and metals and all kinds of stuff that make up these implants. So your body's, trying to fight that off. When I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, I'm like, what? Why do I have fibromyalgia? There's no autoimmune in my family. There's no reason why I should have an autoimmune. So I'm like, okay, trying to accept it, trying to figure out why I have fibromyalgia. And I don't want to leave my house. I don't want to, I went from wanting to do things with my husband and going out and having fun to not wanting to do anything at all, not wanting to go anywhere. I just want to stay home. So when I found out, somebody introduced me to this breast implant illness group. I was in a fibromyalgia support group, and somebody had came in and asked, does anybody in here have, and her name was Gwen Williams, I might add, I believe she's in the group, but she asked, does anybody in here have breast implants? And I'm like, huh, I wonder why she's asking this. And so next thing you know, she's, invited me to this breast implant illness group. And here I find all these stories and all these illnesses, and everything just made sense. I'm like, oh my God, never once would I ever thought that my breast implants would make me sick. So since then, it's been so emotional. I couldn't talk to my husband about it for months without bawling, crying. I mean, frustrating for him, frustrating for me. But yeah, it's
well, and let's talk about, and you guys, I felt the same way. Once we finally were understanding and learning about these symptoms, and they were starting to really become real and not just all in our head, because what happened is all these women, they start to go to their doctors and mentioning these symptoms. And you guys, the scariest part about all of this and about all of these women that are going through this journey right now, and that is specifically why we need to get this out there more, is because the doctors look at you like you're crazy.
Have a visitor.
Number one, they don't make any money off of doing explants. They just don't. And so why are they going to, promote it, and why are they going to create awareness on it? The reality of it is that there are thousands upon thousands of women becoming sick because of their implants, and we are on that list. And so tomorrow, Kaycee has her explant surgery. We've been going through this together. But so what happens is you try to find a surgeon that will explant. And that in itself is a whole nother journey. Kaycee, how long has it taken you to finally find your doctor? It's okay.
I have tons
of dogs. It's all right. This is impromptu live video. It does not matter. This is the real deal right here, you guys. So you have to find a doctor that'll actually perform what is called, what's the full term for it?
I'm sorry. I'm going to take myself in there.
No, it's okay, honey. Hello, everybody. Thanks. Hi, Christine. Hi, Kim. Yes, if you guys have questions during this broadcast, please put them in the comments below, because we're going to go back through and answer them all. I will also share the group that we are in with all the other women that are going through this explant journey, along with the symptoms, the doctors that do perform the explant surgery as well. So Kaycee, I'm trying to figure out the right wording for the explant surgery. I know there's something else. Full in block, is that what it's called?
Yeah, there's two ways to do it. There's a full capsulectomy, and then there's the en bloc procedure. So I've been told that en bloc is for silicone, for ruptured silicone. So they take the whole, instead of taking the implant out first before the capsule, they take the capsule out with the implant, so that none of that silicone leaks into your body, even though it's already in your body. It leaking out, because it's all just oozing and coming out when they're ruptured. And then the full capsulectomy is where they just take the implant out first, and then they take the scar tissue out. So, I mean, I think every surgeon does it differently, depending on the shape of the implant, I guess.
Right. I know for me, the first consultation I had was pretty terrifying. If you guys were following my journey, that happened about 2 weeks ago. I can confidently say I will not be going with that doctor, so I've decided to search for some other doctors. But he kind of made me feel that it was all in my head. And I know from this group that that's what's happening to a lot of women. A lot of doctors will make you feel like these symptoms you've created in your head.
Right.
When I know damn well that it's not in my head, because I live a very healthy lifestyle, at least I try. And there are too many symptoms and too many scary things going on. And not just with myself, but after becoming friends with this incredible group, and how many, I mean, I'm talking 25,000 other women in this group going through this exact same scenarios. I mean, it's
yeah, the support is incredible.
It is what it is. This is the real deal right here. Breast implant illness. I see a lot of you guys hopping on now and are asking questions. Breast implant, BII, that's what it's called. BII. It's called breast implant illness. Okay. It is a real thing. A very, very real thing. And I have really felt compelled over the last couple of months to really get it out there on a bigger scale and use my social media platform to create awareness for this. We will put create a YouTube specifically catered to this. We're going to do all the live interviews on there, as well as before and after photos and the journeys through all these women, all these incredibly strong women. And you guys, I'm telling you right now, having to think about this myself has been terrifying. Knowing that one of my best friends is going through surgery tomorrow is terrifying. And I couldn't do this without all the amazing support of all these women. So and I have 3 girls, you guys, 3 girls. And we have got to get this out there more. It's a scary thing, and it's very real, you guys. Think about this, okay? They're toxic bags. Again, I'm going to repeat it. There's nothing healthy about implants. They are silicone or saline toxic bags that your body will fight off. And what happens is your body goes into overdrive. So you can start to become incredibly sick, incredibly tired over the years, as depending on how long you've had them, because your body is still trying to fight them off. They think that, it's this crazy foreign object in your body, and your body's natural reaction is to fight them off. So your body is constantly working on overdrive. So, Kaycee, I don't know how much more or what else we can talk about today, because I think we've kind of went over all the symptoms and everything. This is going to be quite a journey, you guys. And the goal of it was to just really start from day one. We didn't know how we were going to do this video this morning, right?
Yeah,
I'm
just going with it.
Yep. And she said yes, and I couldn't believe it. I was like, I don't know if I really want to do this just yet. But
I have to say, here's an example. I've never had problems with panic attacks or anything like that.
That's another thing. I'm so glad you brought that up.
Tom and I went to a Tesla concert. It was a 98 Rock concert. Tesla was, the big show. And we were right up front stage. And all of a sudden, I was having a panic attack. I was like, babe, you need to get me out of here right now, because I feel like I'm going to pass out, throw up, I'm going to get trampled over. My heart was racing. And I felt so horrible, because Tom was looking so forward to seeing Tesla, because he grew up with the guys in the band. And I'm like, really? I'm really having a panic attack right now at a concert? And then, and it happened again in Grass Valley. We saw Jeff Bridges and his band. And again, it was a really small venue, and I was second row seat, and I started feeling this panic attack come on again. I'm like, this is not right. This is not me. I've never had any issues with anxiety or anything else. So, it's all scary. And I've had so many different symptoms that it's really hard to explain to my family, and I have to put on this persona every day that I'm okay, and that I'm healthy, and that I feel good. And I don't. I really don't.
And you don't.
And I really can't wait for tomorrow, because I just want my life back. I want my health back. I can't exercise, because the muscle recovery is not only am I sore for 1 day or 2 days, I'm sore for 4 or 5 days. And it doesn't matter how many Epsom salt baths I take, the muscle recovery is it's so slow. So there's so many different symptoms that that I'm dealing with that I just honestly, I don't want to see any other women go through what I'm going through. It is not, it's definitely
It's not worth it.
My quality
It's
of life
absolutely
has
not worth
just
it.
diminished.
You know, and we could go the other route and say, why do women get breast implants? Why do we get breast implants?
You know, I went
so
through a lot of my life with really small breasts. Going bra shopping was so miserable. I hated it. I didn't fill out, you know, V-neck tops. You know, I wanted something to fill in and, you know, be more proportionate with my body. I was self-conscious about it. You know, being a part of the itty bitty titty committee, that kind of thing. Right. You know, I just wanted to have a full chest and I wanted to feel sexier and somehow look sexier. But, you know, so not worth it.
It's not, and that's why I wanted to kind of just brief on that, because, you know, the more and more I thought about it, you know, and I shared my story earlier. If you guys are hopping on now, you'll have to catch the replay. But we both got them done in 2000, and I was 21 years old. Didn't do the research. Just a bunch of friends were doing it. Thought it was a good idea, and ultimately, I thought, why did I get them? Was I feeling peer pressured at the time? And I knew a lot of it had to do with my self-confidence. And then I started thinking about other women. And this is, again, why I wanted to start doing these videos and create awareness, because I truly believe that if you're thinking about getting them, think why you're getting them. Is it because you're lacking self-confidence? Is it because you know, there's so many things, there's so many reasons, and it's for all the wrong reasons, right?
I mean, even women with breast cancer, you know, and they have mastectomies, and, you know, they want implants so they can have, you know, that feeling of being complete with your, you know, breast, and then they're getting sick again and then having to have those removed. I mean, I can't even imagine with what we're going through now, the women that have had breast cancer that have implants put in to be sick all over again, and then to have them taken out again is just, I don't know.
It's such a roller coaster ride.
It really is.
We can just be, you guys, again, they are toxic bags in your body. Toxic. There is nothing healthy. And I'll say this again over and over on all the other broadcasts that we're going to be doing.
Saline. Yeah, saline's water, but you know what? The sac that saline is in is silicone, and it still is in your body. It still depletes into your body. And the implants reduce over time. I mean, even if they're not ruptured, the saline ones reduce. So, I mean, I had mine replaced last year in 2016. And I decided I wanted to try the cohesive gel. Silicone in silicone. Yay me.
Oh, perfect.
Good choice, Kaycee. Right. And then 6 months later, I find out about breast implant illness. Okay. If I would have known then what I know now, I would have just had those other ones just taken out.
Out.
And now I have cohesive gel, 640 cc's, which is the biggest I've ever had. And I hate them. They're just, you know, big protrusions.
I think maybe even talking about, you know, and it may sound funny to some of you hopping on. You're like, oh, it might be all in their head and this and that. You guys, it's not. We've done the research. We're going through it ourselves. And I'm specific, like I said, we're specifically doing to create breast implant awareness, because it is a real thing. Talking about, you know, the reasons why, yes, you're lacking self-confidence. You know, you may have family issues going on. You want attention. It's more so for all the wrong reasons why, right?
Right.
And I didn't know that I was going to have to get these redone every 7 to 10 years either. So what does that mean? I'm going to be 70 years old going in for breast augmentations. That's the last thing I want to be doing. Okay. Not to mention, who knows what's going to be happening at my body when I'm 70 years old already. Right. I don't want to have to deal with this and reopening up my body and exposing it to other things that could possibly create more sickness. But also you know, it's uncomfortable. You guys, the reality of it is these things on our chest are not comfortable.
They're not.
And I'm sharing that right now, because if you're thinking about getting them and thinking that it's going to be wonderful,
so not.
It's not.
It's like
You
having,
are not going to be
like
able
having
to sleep
rocks on
comfortably.
your chest, you know, and then
you're not going to be able to sleep comfortably
right.
ever again. Let's just say that. You're never going to be sleeping on your stomach again, so you better just throw that out the door.
Right.
You're not going to be able to do any of the type of exercises you started off with. Believe me, I know, because I'm in fitness, and it'll never be the same. And just all the uncomfortable things that come along with it. And, you know, I've talked to some of the other girls, and they said, you know, it was a funny thing is that after I got them, I actually became more self-conscious. Why? Because now you feel like people are staring at you for all the wrong reasons.
Right.
Or you're subconsciously aware of them now. So it's funny, because I started to hide mine up after this, like, I think it was the third year. I was thinking, oh, just, you know, I felt like I wanted to hide them now. And I'm like, gosh. Now here's another thing, because we could stay on this all day, because we have so much of this to talk about and all the different scenarios that we can go through. But I remember starting this explant journey and the doctors telling me that insurance wasn't going to cover it. And I started to really think about what's been going on with maybe some of the other women, the women that don't have money to take them out. Let's talk about that for a second, because it's terrifying. Because all of a sudden you are aware and your body is becoming sick. Over time, you're getting sicker because you have these toxic bags in your body. And now you don't have the money to take them out. You feel like a prisoner in your body because you're trapped. You feel like a prisoner, and it's incredibly scary. And so we've created a few other funds for women where, you know, you can donate money to their explant cause and whatnot. But you guys really think about that, because if you decide that you want to take them out at some point, that's a whole nother journey in itself. And that's exactly what her and I are going through right now. And it's scary.
It is very scary.
Finding the right doctor to actually perform what is called an in-block. Is that it? An in-block explant?
Yeah.
Where they completely remove, because a lot of doctors will just do explant and they won't remove the scar, right? The scar tissue around it.
Right. And that consultation that you had last week, the doctor said that he wanted to take the the implants out to let your skin go back to whatever level it can go back to, and then go back for another surgery to have the capsules taken out. And you saw every woman in that group go, nope, second opinion, nope.
And I'm getting chills. I know, you guys. So what what she's talking about right now is, I went to my consult a few weeks ago, and the doctor told me that he wanted to drain me first, basically drain the implants. Okay, first I would have to go home for about 3 weeks, I think it was, drained with these bags still in my body.
It makes no sense to me.
And then go back in for him to take them out. Okay. And what happened is, you know, me, if I didn't have this group, you guys, that's probably exactly what I would have done. And that's what fucking scares me. Okay. So I go back to this group and I share with these ladies what the doctor said. And what happened? Thousands of women were like, no, that is not what you want to do. You're going to have them drained in your body. Like, so many, like, it freaked me out. And I'm thinking, here I am, which I'm sure a lot of other women are going through the same thing and maybe have nobody to talk to about this and don't know these private groups and all these other women that have been educated on it. I could have just said, hey doc, okay, let's do that. That sounds like a great idea. And been in a whole nother messy scenario. And it's so scary to think that that's just the way it's going, you know? And so I decided not to, and I'm looking for another doctor to perform the right surgery. But it's scary, you guys. This is a scary topic to talk about. And today, you know, like I said, we could go on all day about this, but I don't want to keep Kaycee because she's got a big day tomorrow. And Kaycee, I'm so incredibly...
I'm just chilling and relaxing today, so...
Good. Like I said, I sent her the message this morning. I said, knowing that she has her explant surgery tomorrow. You guys, we have a lot of questions, Kaycee, too. So if you want to, you know, obviously go back and answer some of them when we get off. I think a lot of women are asking, what happens after explant with the skin? Does the skin go back? We're going to talk about all that, you guys.
Hopefully the
like I
fairy
said,
comes back.
What'd you say?
Hopefully the fluff fairy comes to visit after explant.
The fluff
Hopefully
fairy.
there's enough breast tissue that's left that, you'll have somewhat of a breast. But you know what? At this point, I don't care. I don't care how small they are. I don't care. I mean, because honestly, I posted in the group the other day about my anxiety and about how scared I was, about how they were going to look, just all these different emotions. And one girl had responded and said, you know what? You are not your boobs. And your personality and your attitude is what's sexy, not your boobs. So, it kind of helped me think better. My husband loves me for who I am. He doesn't love me because of my boobs. And I'm just so done with them that I don't even really care. I don't even really care what they look like. And I'm looking forward to wearing those pretty little bralettes that I've never been able to wear. So I'm just trying.
And like I said, just feeling a weight off of your chest, feeling that you can breathe again. If you guys go back and watch the replay and go over all the symptoms, these symptoms are real, you guys. They're completely uncomfortable and they are scary. Losing your hair is terrifying, let me tell you. It may seem minimal to some of you, but if it starts happening to you, it's scary. When you become blurred vision, it's scary. What were they talking about? Liver and kidney dysfunction because of the saline. Were you reading that at all?
Well, I know your liver and your kidney are the organs that help cleanse your body. And if you just have silicone going, just toxic throughout your whole body, then your kidneys and your liver are going to have a hard time. Years back, I all of a sudden got a kidney infection, landed me in the hospital. No, usually, you get a urinary tract infection, and if you don't treat it, it goes into your kidneys. But you have all these symptoms with the UTIs. I had no symptoms whatsoever of a UTI, and all of a sudden I had this kidney infection, and it's unexplainable, totally unexplainable. And I was like, wow, okay, so the doctor told me that you're just going to be more susceptible to UTIs. It is what it is, but after learning about breast implant illness, and it just kind of all clicked to me. UTIs are reoccurring UTIs are one of the symptoms. Kidney infections are one of the symptoms. I mean, from IBS bloating, I would get bloated so bad that it hurt so bad. Like, all of these things, gut issues, that acid reflux, heartburn, I mean, mood swings, headaches, migraines. I never in my life have ever had a migraine up until
I think
years ago.
The worst for me was the anxiety attacks. I know you were talking about that in the last 3 years. Never in my life would I ever think that would start happening to me. And I remember my first attack was I was driving the kids off to school because the babies were kind of crying in the back, and I just felt my so here's another thing too that happens, you guys, is you have a lot of numbness that goes on. I don't know for you, Kaycee, but I know throughout the day, my left arm starts to go on numb. My pinkies will go numb.
My hand,
my areolas will go numb. You have numbness like nonstop over years, and it gets worse.
Yeah.
It gets worse over time. I've noticed it absolutely getting worse.
My boobs are numb. I can't even feel anything. I can't feel anything. Tom wants to play with them naturally like a man does.
Right. It's like, it's uncomfortable. The same. It's going to be like, oh no, it's the same. I think that was something else some of the other women were talking about, going through this with your husband is it's scary. And it, the reality is, it's a feminine topic, and it's part of sexuality too. And so it's, you have all these different emotions on in your head. And I know I had to talk to my husband about this. I was like, this is really scary. I don't want you to look at me different.
Right.
I don't want you to look at me different. And it made me kind of sad.
Right.
And I'm sure there's a lot of other women that feel the same way. And I think that's why I really want to start doing this, to really educate women and really make them feel more empowered and confident with who they already are.
Right.
Whether it's through God, whatever the spirituality they believe in, you know, whether it's getting, you know, I had this on here today, getting a self-help book. You know, this was one of the best books I could have read for myself, The 15 Laws of Invaluable Growth. This right here will work right here. And when you're good up here, you're not thinking about having to do all these cosmetic things to yourself, right? Because you're confident.
Reading for me right now, I can't focus. I can't concentrate. I can't retain the information. And I don't know why that is, just for the not mentally function. I have taken myself a few months ago, I took myself off Norco. About a month to 6 weeks ago, I took myself off my Prozac. I recently quit smoking marijuana because that is what that was my medication choice. That's what worked for me. But when I took myself off the Prozac and the Norco and then the Flexeril, every time I would smoke, my head would just feel even worse. So now being off all of that, trying to start to detox before my surgery tomorrow, my head still feels screwed up beyond, like, sometimes I can't even find the words that I want to say, you know? And then I'll be in a conversation and sometimes I'll lose my thoughts and I will be like, oh my God, what was I just talking about? So I think that's one of my symptoms that I struggle with, I think the most, is my cognitive functions are so not correct.
They're not there.
And no, yeah. and I honestly cannot wait for that brain fog and all of that to go away. So yeah, it's a big issue for sure.
Honey, I'm in awe of you right now because I know I have to do this same surgery and you're doing it first. So I love you, and I love you for being on this journey with me. And you guys, again, if you have any questions for what we talked about today, please put them in the comments below. I'm going to put the link to the YouTube channel that we're going to be creating to create awareness, as well as the symptoms, so that everybody can get the symptoms out there themselves, as well as we'll be researching the surgeons in all different areas that perform the specific in-block explant removal. But you guys, this is a real thing, and it's a scary topic to talk about. If you do have implants and you have questions, or you're scared, or you know somebody that may be thinking of getting them, or you have teens, or whatever the case may be, please feel free to share this video out, tag them in the comments below. Let's create more awareness on this topic because it's scary.
You know, when I first found out about breast implant illness, I can imagine all of my girlfriends that I knew that had breast implants came to my mind. And I was like, oh my God, I know this friend is sick. I know this friend is sick. This friend is sick and having issues. But it's almost like you want to say, hey, you need to get those things out right now, and you'll be surprised at how much better you feel, right, and how you can get your health back. But at the same time, you don't want to like push that on them, you know? Right. Because I do have a few girlfriends that in my gut, know those implants are what's making them sick. And I feel for them. I want them to get them out. And I'm so happy that you, I mean, I had no idea you were having any issues. Rachael is so healthy and so into fitness that I would think, you know what, she's not having any issues. But when I told you about it, you're like, oh girl, they're, yeah, having issues. Serena, she wanted to get breast implants, and she has decided not to, and I'm so
happy to hear that.
For that.
Because I'm so happy to hear that.
It just takes your life away. It's really not worth it. Really not worth it at all.
It's absolutely not worth it. Absolutely not worth it, you guys. Like I said, again, they're toxic bags. Whichever way you look at it, it's not healthy. It's not healthy for your body, period. Okay? So we're gonna keep rolling with these videos. I've got a lot of other women that came forward after I shared this in there that want to share their stories. So we're gonna be doing these. I don't know how often per week, but I am so determined to get this out there because this has been a struggle for me.
Totally fine. Next week, if you want to do another one, I'm game.
Yes,
So
after
game.
your surgery. Oh my goodness, yes, please.
I am so anxious to see what symptoms go away right away. Some women, all their symptoms go away right away. Some it takes months,
yes.
some it takes years. It just depends on the person and the severity of your case. So I am so down to do another one next
love
week.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
And you guys, like we said, they're taking before and afters of not just their breasts, their faces. They've got bags under their eyes, different things going on within their stomachs, their guts. These before and after photos are ridiculously incredible and addicting to see, because it's proof that this is not made up. It's proof that this is real. It's proof that they're toxic bags, and it makes it, you know, think about it. It makes complete sense.
Foreign
it really does. And
There's
I would have thought about it before
even women that have IUDs or, you know, any kind of foreign object in your body is going to reject that.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's pretty serious thing. There's many plastic surgeons that, of course, don't believe that there's a breast implant illness, but there are plastic surgeons that do believe there is. And and those all are the just coming out. It's all new. It's like when fibromyalgia first came out. Nobody believed anything, you know, anybody was saying with fibromyalgia. Oh, it's all in your head. It's not real, because there's no explanation. There's no, you know. And for me, I didn't want to go and spend all the money on testing and stuff to figure out what all my issues were, because when I found out there's breast implant illness, that immediately for me, I was like, that's why I'm sick. That's why I'm having all of the issues. So I'm not going to waste my time and my money on testing, trying to figure out, you know, all these issues, because they're all unexplained issues. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens next week, or even tomorrow.
Even tomorrow. You guys, it's a big day tomorrow, okay?
Yeah, so you guys all see these bags, these dark circles under my eyes. You see them? Yeah.
You guys are getting the real deal right here, right now. This is the before, okay? We're serious about this, and we're going to take this all the way. I'm going to be bringing forth a lot of other women that are going to get on here and do these lives with me before and after their explant, to really create awareness for this. And Kaycee, I love you so incredibly much. I love you. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so thankful to have you on this journey. And women, ladies, men with wives, share this out. Questions in the comments. I don't really know what else to say or how to close this out, except for praying for my dear friend, and her surgery goes incredibly smooth tomorrow. And tomorrow we wake up to a brand new day. And I think the other day I sent her a message and I said, babe, I can't wait to hug you with no boobies.
With no rocks on her chest.
With no boobies. I called her, what did I say? We're breast friends forever.
Breasty friends forever.
Breast friends forever. All right, you guys. Again, if you have questions, please put them in the comments. Thanks for hopping on with us today. This is a topic near and dear to my heart. So I'm really happy that you guys were all here with us today. I love you.
Thanks, Rach. I love you.
I love you so much. So much. All right, you guys. Take care. Thanks for hopping on.
Bye.
Bye.